All right. Want to thank our friends over at the Ed Koch Wolf Foundation for supporting this program. And if you want to read an article about those different monuments that are going up all over New York City, you can go to the Liquid Lunch TV Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and type in Liquid Lunch. At this point, I want to welcome one of our all-time favorite guests, Teisha Powell. She is a nationally recognized legal analyst. She's an attorney extraordinaire, and she's author of the book, Trump Must Win, Discover the Dark Days Americans Will Face If Trump Isn't Reelected in 2020. Teisha, welcome.
Hi, Frank. Thanks for having me.
It's great to see you.
It's good to see you as well, Frank.
So there's a bunch of stuff I want to pick your brain on,
Okay.
but let's begin with the book here. Tell me what the dark days will look like if Donald Trump's not reelected in 2020.
Well, you know, I spent like probably 10, 15 days in Europe this month, and I have like at least 30 family members living in England. And I got to tell you, we live so much better in America. I mean, they'll do anything to come here. And I thought to myself, you know, only 5% of the American population have actually hold a passport. So they have no way.
You're kidding?
Yes,
I didn't know that.
It's very little.
Wow.
So they have no way of knowing what socialism really is. So when Warren, Biden, and Sanders are promising people all these free stuff, I think that people really need to understand exactly what's going to happen. Everyone, whether you're middle class, whether you're, you know, rich or poor, you're going to pay 40 to 50% for the socialism. So it's like, I got to warn people. There's no other way to tell them that this is not going to work. They're going to be screaming.
There might be people watching this, Teisha, that think, you know, okay, I understand socialism as a concept is a bad thing, but at the end of the day, I have a job where either I don't have health insurance or I have a job where I have health insurance that's so crummy that I have to wait weeks to get a doctor's appointment, and then I have to pay an exorbitant copay, and then I have to pay all these insurance premiums. To those people, the idea of single-payer health care provided by the government sounds pretty good. Why is that incorrect?
But even when they saw the debate 2 nights ago, even some of the Democratic contenders were saying to Elizabeth Warren, come on, you got to let the people know they're going to be paying more in taxes. You got to come clean with that. And others were saying, come on, you've got to be able to carve out something for private health care, because government health care is not going to work. We saw with Obamacare that didn't go far. So it's better for us to be in the private care. Also, America is built on capitalism. We can't switch it now to socialism. It won't work.
Well, there are some elements of the American economy, right, that could be considered a little socialist. I mean, Social Security, for instance, Medicare, Medicaid, you know, all these are entitlement programs. And it's not as if the world collapsed when we instituted a little dose of socialism into capitalism. But you think when it comes to single payer, this would lead us down a road that's way too expensive and not practical.
But even these Social Security programs that are working, they're not even effective. Most people are still poor under the program. So that's an example of showing us that socialism cannot work in America. Because even when you talk to people about Medicare, they're not getting the best providers for doctors as well. It's just not going to work. And this is what we want Warren and Sanders and Biden to come clean about. Tell people their taxes are going to go up 40 to 50%. People need to have the right information.
Bernie has been very clear that there's going to be a tax increase if he gets elected. Those guys, you're going to pay a 90% tax rate or something along those lines. Now, I haven't read the book yet, and I do want to mention that there are some authors that send us complimentary copies of the book, but apparently this isn't one of them. And take note, her publicist, George, it would have been nice if we got sent a nice copy. I could present it to Teisha. Not only could I have read the book, but I could have asked her to sign it for me, but not to be. But one of the areas that I find particularly scary if the president's not reelected is the situation at the border. I mean, there's still all these illegal border crossings, tens of thousands each month. What would immigration look like if President Trump's not reelected?
And this is also something that we need to take into consideration. You know, the Democrats are pushing for socialism. Overseas, you don't have illegal immigrants. So it's a catch-22. You want to have socialism and you want all these people crossing the border. It's not going to work. it isn't going to work. And I'm telling people as well, you know, I was an immigration attorney. It's not that nice anymore to be an illegal immigrant here anyway, because all that's happening is all these immigration attorneys, they're putting in your paperwork, they're making all the money, you're getting rejected, and you're never getting your paperwork. It's not going to work anymore.
Now, you must hate immigrants, right?
Actually, I was a legal immigrant, but people said I'm the right one because I became an attorney. My sister's an airline pilot.
So you're an immigrant yourself?
I'm a citizen now, and my kids are born here.
But you didn't break into the country and come in illegally and just wait to get amnesty from some friendly government?
No, I came for school.
How odd.
Well, they don't do that. They
odd.
call that brain drainage, but they're not doing that anymore. Some of the brightest ones got in.
Can you have some time? Can you stick around a few more minutes?
Sure, why
Great.
not?
All right, we're talking with the author of Trump Must Win, Teisha Powell. She's a distinguished attorney and legal analyst, part of the brain drain we've been hearing so much about, and really an American success story in all candor, because this is exactly the type of immigrants that we want to attract to the country. There was a very controversial proposal just 2 weeks ago, I'm not sure why it was controversial, that said, you know, if you can't afford health insurance or prove that you have health insurance, you can't come into the country. I don't understand why that was controversial, but apparently it is. So we're going to continue with Teisha Powell next. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. If you want to weigh in, you can find us on Twitter at Liquid Lunch TV. You can find me on Twitter at Frank Morano. We'll be right back.